Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the mid-month, give or take, elemental energy reading for love and relationships for the elemental energy of water. If you're interested as to why I read for the elements versus the zodiac, there is a link in the description. You can check that out. Water covers the zodiac signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So if you are Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, then this one is for you. Also, there's some goodies in the description, the decks I'm using, as well as a natal chart if you've never had your charts done or you just would like an updated version. It's a general chart, it's a birth chart, but it does come with about 10 to 20 pages of information giving you ideas into what exactly all those little symbols, signs, and lines on the house chart means. So you can check that out if you're interested. With that, we'll get started. I like to read for the singles first, then we'll look at those in relationships. And we'll start by looking at what kind of chakra energy, where's the chakra focus at for this month, and then we'll get some clarification from the tarot. So, for our water singles, we have acceptance. I'm feeling this is in the heart chakra, but we'll find out here in a second. But to start with, acceptance is accepting other people, but also accepting ourselves, our flaws, our quirks, our differences that we carry. But it's also saying that it's to accept ourselves is to be grateful, to understand where we stand as a person in the grand scheme of things. And that also is saying that this is energy for you to reflect. Maybe things aren't as bad as you might have originally thought. And when it comes to relationship situations for singles, I'm hearing that this is also a call to maybe that person's waiting. Maybe that person's just on the perimeter of your energy, like right over here. But because you haven't been able to accept where you're at in life, or who you are as a person, or however that's working, that's keeping them out because that door of acceptance hasn't been fully opened yet. But we'll see what else has to say here. And it is the heart chakra, the fourth chakra, and we have the element of air. So this is a compatible sign for water. Air symbolizes the power of the mind, ideas, and intellect, wisdom with discrimination, balance, and devotion. The lungs, which are the vehicle for prana, which is the breath of life, are closely connected to the heart region, centering in the fourth chakra. The 12 points on the star here, which is 12 cubes really, represent the lotus petals of the spiritual heart. In the very center, the antelope, which is right there, stands in front of the six-pointed star, symbolizing perfection and love. The six-pointed star is also the perfect symbol of earth, air, fire, water. If you'll notice right here, I have symbols of each of the elements in traditional Wicca or occultism for each of the videos. Well, when you place these all together, you get a perfect six-pointed star. You can also use a pentagram, five-pointed star, and the top one is spirit, and each of the four arms is one of the four elements. So, our key words here are giving from the heart, inspiration, happy times, positive communication, multiple perspectives, sensing others' emotional needs, responding from the heart. I'm also hearing for water singles that this is understanding our own needs as well, especially when we're talking about water singles. There's always this lust for must-have relationship because. Well, unless that person, the people telling you this, are paying your bills or living in your house, they don't really need to be having an opinion on things. And that's where we come down to, why are we looking? Why are water singles looking for a partnership, looking for a person? And that's where we have to come to accept, where are we at? Are we ready for that relationship? Because if, we're running and working, 60 plus hours a week and our social calendar is non-existent, doesn't that say you don't have time for a relationship? So when we come to terms with accepting ourselves and we accept that maybe we're a little busy right now, how can we fix this? Maybe I'm not the perfect size right now. Okay, that doesn't mean you can't find somebody. It's coming to the terms of, I know where I'm at, And by understanding myself, that allows me to understand another person. And that is where that acceptance comes in. And when we work from the heart energy, the heart chakra is unique because it is the balance point between the lower energies, root, sacral, and solar plexus, and the upper throat, third eye, crown. The heart has to hold everything in balance. So part of acceptance is understanding how those balances play, and that also means balancing the lower with the upper, the everyday needs with the spiritual and intellectual. So there's a lot going on when we come into the heart chakra, and water singles, that's just saying you've got a lot of things occurring in the moment. So it's not a negative to say that it's time to accept and come to terms with stuff. It's more of, this is where you're at right now. And that's what, to me, the tarot does, is shows you in the moment where you're at. So how do you want to fix this, and how do you want to play out from here? So we have, from the tarot, a little clarifier here, we have the Four of Spring, being grateful. You have much to celebrate, deep feelings of peace and happiness, and a contented personal life. Whether you're single or you're looking, you're content with being single or you're looking, the Four of Spring is saying you're in the right spot for a lot of movement in the right direction. And that's really saying that in this moment in time, what is it you want to build? What is it you want to do different? The stars are aligning right now, and March is very dominant water. It's the Piscean, it's the end of the zodiac. So you've got all of this other stuff built up right now saying, okay, you have all the tools you need. What are you wanting to create? You're working to accept where you're at in life. Doesn't mean you're not going to move. It just means, okay, this is where I'm at. This is accepting the now. And from here, I can move into what next level. And the Four of Spring is saying, what are you looking for? You are really in a positive state. And the Four of Spring also is a relationship card where it's saying there could be something new coming in, friendship, romantic, or otherwise. So water singles, this is really figuring out, first of all, who you are, accepting how we are in the moment, and then looking at the how to tweak and change to enhance certain things or to open the doors for other possibilities, because the Four of Spring saying they're all waiting. It's just a matter of, are we willing to look in the mirror and see what needs to be, see where we're at, and see how we can improve. We also have the Six of Summer, children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light. Take the rose-colored glasses and throw those away. And then how they really occurred. So this is also saying don't be manipulated by past events to possibly sabotage future. If something from the past is coming forward, why is this popping up? Because usually when something comes back, it's because we didn't learn the lesson the first time. And that's where that acceptance comes in. Accept where we're at, see what's going on, come at it from a point of balance, of neutrality. That way when you can see these things coming back from the past, you can be like, oh, that was that lesson I needed to learn. Maybe not trusting people, or maybe being open to another idea or something like that. But this energy that's coming up right now is really about being open for the changes, understanding that the universe is really waiting on us, which is always fun when you hear that from somebody, because in the balanced point, it's understanding the now. It's understanding who we are as a person, as a spiritual being, as a entity that is creating. And once we understand that we are the ones that do the creating, water singles, it changes how that dynamic plays. But when we come from a point of balance, from the heart chakra, of understanding and compassion, it makes those next steps a lot easier, because we don't have to worry about what other people might think or possible negative outcomes, because you've already neutralized that by coming at it from, this is the obvious and best next step. So we'll hop over here to our water couples. We are in, wow, water couples, you're in a good spot too. Number 38, unity. And this is either third eye or crown chakra energy. This one is the union of opposites. So water, you might be paired with a fire, or you might be a water and fire dominant person that works with a water fire dominant, or a fire water dominant. So you've got these balances of power, but it's working really well for you. So water, before we get into the book here, what I'm hearing is this is in an exceptionally positive time for you, and it's coming from that point of, yeah, we're different, but that's what we like about each other. Yeah, we might be different, but that's how we solve our problems. And that's really the union of opposites. The masculine and the feminine energy is in every relationship. I don't care if it's two men, two women, a man, a woman. There is a dynamic between masculine and feminine. Those are the energies behind everything else. There are some very masculine women that can really work well in the workforce, and they're usually paired up with men who are more interested in the home and hearth type stuff, which is a bit more feminine energy. So when we look at it from that perspective, it changes. It's not saying, oh, this is only something a man can do. There are things that only men can do. There's also things only women can do. But there's a whole bunch of them in between where it's the energy, who's more dominant in the energy, and that's what's playing out here, is when you come to the balance of standing in masculine energy, standing in or feminine authority. When those two are in balance, creation is the only option. It is such a powerful thing to see a couple stand in their authority, knowing where each one of them adds the strengths and the weaknesses, where they complement each other, and when they decide to make something happen, it is magical to watch. So that's where you're at, water couples. We are in the 6th chakra, third eye chakra, and the card is, oh good grief, I always have a struggle with this name. Ardharana Shivara. Sorry. In front of the sacred mount Kailash, this half Shiva male solar, half Shakti female lunar deity stands in divine unity, being as one. The perfect balance of opposites dissolves in duality. The trident symbolizing the three aspects, which is this guy right here. I just lost my place. Birth and creation, life and preservation, or death and rebirth. The lotus, which is over here, not sure if you can see that very well, represents purity of mind and the beauty of the inner existence. So we're dealing with bringing everything into alignment, because you as a couple is like the power couple. You guys have got this figured out. And so you're moving really, really strong right now. The trident is saying there's always a threefold path in life. There's the beginning, the middle, the end, birth, life, death. But in the Hindu tradition, death is always a positive thing. I mean, it's sad to see someone go, but because of the reincarnation aspect, it also means that you might see them again later. So it's not always an ending like a lot of people in the West see it. Our keywords are unity, wholeness, integration, balance, developing your ability to see with your third eye, being your authentic self, making the right decisions, and trust. So water couples, and this will go for water singles as well, this month is really calling you to step into your authenticity, step into who you are as a person. And that the core of who you are never changes. It's the outward dressings that we put on that change things, because you can be a waiter, you can be a CEO, you could be a mystic, you can be a cashier. Those are the things that we put on, but at your core, you know who you are. And that's what's coming up here. But also with the unity part for the couples, this is saying you have come together in a powerful, powerful way, and that has changed you each individually. You're still your individuals, but there's this another aspect to you where you also are part of the other person. You have bonded to a point where there are times where you don't really have to ask the other person because you just know what their answer is going to be, and that's where you guys are at. So it doesn't matter if you've been together for a few years or 50. You have lined up in a way that you're more bonded now than you were at the beginning, and that bond has actually opened a lot more doors for you. Sorry, just need a little coffee this morning because I'm recording this in the morning. I'm doing several of these at the same time. So we have the Five of Spring, opposing goals arising from differing opinions, feeling at odds with yourself or others, overly ambitious people. This is saying that there's outside forces at play within your relationship, water couples. The opposing forces, the opposite issues, are things that other people expect of you. Whether it is the in-laws, whether it's your own parents, whether it's your siblings, your friends, They're expecting certain things from your relationship because they have an opinion. That's cute. You have your opinion over there. You're not the one in my life. You're not the one we're in this relationship, and you're not the one paying my bills. You can keep your opinions over there. And that's what I'm hearing with the Five of Spring is you've got some things outside that are pushing. It might be you guys have been together for 2 years. Where are the children at? I want grandkids. I have a dog. There's your grandkid. Like, there's ways to look at it from that perspective where, like, no, you keep your opinions over there. You don't know what's going on in the relationship because it's not your life to live. And that's where the Five of Spring is bringing up. It's outside energy that I'm hearing is coming in to cause a little bit of frustration and chaos here. But you and your partner, water couples, you are in this state of unity where, yeah, you can hear all of their banter and babble, and you just chalk it up as banter and babble. Like, keep your opinions over there. We know what we're doing. Leave us alone. If we need your help or assistance, understand we will ask you for that. But you just giving us random stuff, that's outside influences that are generally not the healthiest. Sometimes I will say there are times when an outside force comes in and says, hey, pay attention, wake up, and that's enough to jar people out of a bubble. But for the most part, if people need the help, they're going to come ask for it in one way or another. So that's what I'm getting here. Number 4 in the major arcana, so big life lessons, we have the Emperor. Using logic and structure to increase your success, getting organized, a firm but compassionate leader. I see the Emperor as not just success and leadership, but I also see this as the divine masculine. The Empress, which is number 3, is the divine feminine. So when we see the Emperor coming in, it's saying that this is a time for strong leadership within the relationship. That doesn't mean one's dominating the other. What it's saying is there's one person who's kind of the forefront. They're the ones that are doing some of the big in front of everybody's stuff. That's usually working outside the home. That's usually the one that, signs for the big ticket items, things like that. But the Emperor is powerless without the support of the Empress. Again, finding your balance. And when we have the Emperor coming forward, it's calling the divine masculine to step back into their role within the household. Masculine is the projective energy. Masculine is the defender energy. Masculine is the one that is much more about giving and doing type stuff. Whereas the passive, the feminine, is more receptive, more nurturing, more guiding. So when you tap into this energy this month, water couples, the unity, third eye, is going to be so natural because it's intuitive. You don't have to think about it. But you're getting a little bit of an outside influence, and that's where you kind of have to step up and be like politely, and that's where this energy comes in, because it's saying, no, you need to step back. Five of Spring, outside influences. If we need your help or we want your assistance, we'll discuss it and then we'll come to you, but don't bring it into here because we don't need it right now. And that's what the Emperor is. The Emperor is also a powerful guide, a very loving, caring individual, because the thing that they're protecting, the thing that they're caring for is the most important thing for them. And in balance with that, the divine feminine, the thing that's being protected, is there to support and nurture, because without one without the other breaks every single time. But when you work together, that energy actually expands. And you're in the third eye. You're in divine unity. Water couples, you guys are shining like a light and a beacon, and that's why the Five of Spring people are coming in. But the Emperor is saying, no. You only come as far as we say. Otherwise, you stay over there. So, water couples, overall, you guys have a really good thing going on here. There's a lot of balance that I'm seeing and hearing. There's also a lot of support for each other. And the outside world is going to do its thing. There's nothing we can do to fix that on a broad scale. But by being the shining light within yourself, by being the couple who stands strong, you actually radiate out and can shift some of the things in your circle around you, and that small change in your corner of the world can actually result in massive adjustments for everyone else by just being the loving couple that you are. So, with that, any other messages for water as an energy? Water, it's time to stand in your authentic self. It is time for you to step up into your spiritual authority. By doing so, you open the door to acceptance. You open the door to the heart. You open the door to allowing other people to care for you. When you're in a relationship, there's times where you may want to pull away because you don't want to burden the other person. The same energy comes into play here. When you step into your authenticity, it allows you to be a partner and a stronger support for each other as you move forward. The really strong energy I'm hearing right now is step into your divine authority, step into your spiritual accountability, step out in grace and beauty as you go through the month of March. Water energy, it looks like it's going to be an interesting, fun, possibly a little reminding of people to stay in their lane, but other than that, you guys are doing really good right now. So I will talk to you in a future video. If you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe if never done that here. Also, let me know your thoughts, feelings, and impressions down below, because I'm always interested to hear how the readings resonate with people. So with that, I will let you guys go.